Hey, my guy, what's good?
What's up, Marv? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. So, how is your day right now?
Well, it's a pretty good day, pretty chill day. Just got done with practice a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Little rehab, little strength and conditioning. But it's been a good day so far.
Good day in Szombathely, yeah?
Yeah, I can't complain. Nice weather.
Yeah, this is good weather. It's spring right now, so we must enjoy this.
So you don't think it's gonna get cold too much anymore?
I think no. So it will be a real spring right now. Yeah. And let's go. Okay. So thank you for the income. So the first question is maybe the easiest one. I know it's a very, very important sport, basketball in America, Northern America, but I want to clear the thing. What is the most important sport? NFL or American football or basketball?
Well, it's actually a good question because basketball has been like on the rise over the past 30 years. 30 years has been just really on the rise and obviously growing globally. But as far as America goes, like the NFL that's like religion. Like American football is like religion back home. So that still definitely is over the NBA, and for some people even baseball. Like baseball is considered America's pastime. So for some people, they love baseball even more than both. But basketball has become way and grown a lot since. So I say they're probably they're close to each other, but football is still, even basketball players love football.
And what is the power of NFL? What do you think?
The power. Well, I mean, it's been around for a long time. It's been around for a long time. It's a very physical sport, very violent, especially it used to be. It's a lot more safe now, but it used to be very violent. So people just, I don't know, people just love to watch it, and it's a great team sport as well. So I grew up playing it. That was the first sport that I grew up playing.
That was your first?
Yeah.
And what was your position?
I played everywhere. I played all over the field. I played both sides of the ball, so I played offense and defense, and then I even played some returns on special teams. But as far as positions, I played receiver and tight end on the offensive side of the ball, and then defensive side, I played some linebacker and I played some strong safety.
I think as first sport. Yes, it's very good before basketball, I think, because you get some physicality, some good actions, maybe. So it helps before your basketball. When did you start playing basketball?
I didn't pick up a basketball until really 9th grade, like 8th, 9th grade. Yeah, I was late. I was a late bloomer. I love football, man. That's what I didn't really like basketball that much when I was younger. I just loved football and had a blast playing football, and it was like a release to me as well, as far as the physical aspect of it. I didn't really like basketball. I used to think it was soft. I used to think it was a soft sport. But I don't know, I picked up a ball and started working at it and started getting better and better at it fast. And I just decided, I don't know, I was like, man, I think I'll play basketball and leave football alone. I think I was just scared of maybe getting hurt, because in football, injuries are a lot, a lot more brutal than.
But it was a good choice. Maybe we can we can say that.
I would say I made the right choice. Yeah. I definitely was very good at football too, though. I was really good. Could have definitely went to any college I wanted to. Just with basketball, but I think basketball was a safer route on my body, on my mental.
Yeah, it's a good choice. But I want to first speak about your hood life. I watched your series or documentary. I am Marvin. What is I am Marvin Clark on YouTube, and I watched it, and we can. Sorry, but we can say you have a bit difficult childhood. Can we? Yeah. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And thanks for watching it and tapping in. That's definitely a side of me that like I like people to kind of see, more so for like, you know, just the reason that I did have a rough upbringing. I did come from a tough background and had a tough childhood, but you know, I turned out fine, and I feel like I just wanted people to see that and know my story, for the kids that kind of grow up in the same atmosphere that I grew up in, just to show them that they can do it too, you know? Like, just because like things might be tough, you know, it doesn't mean that you have to grow up and do the exact same thing that you see people doing, or that you have to grow up and it has to always be tough. You can always find a way out of it. So I definitely, I'm happy that people kind of watch my story and kind of, you know, talk to me about it, and I've met a lot of people from you know, my background, and I'm able to relate to a lot of people, and I think that's the most, you know, beautiful thing about it, honestly.
Yeah, how is a life in America as a child?
I mean, really, my mom is just so she's a single parent, mother of 6 kids. I'm the oldest. So I think just like, you know, just being a single parent and having 1 kid is hard enough, but having 6, and she had me when she was 19 years old. So she had us, you know, pretty young. So she was just a young mother, you know, trying to find her way and struggling in the process. But, you know, she never, ever lost her way. And I mean, I like to think she did a pretty good job, you know, as her son is, you know, able to play basketball professionally and travel around Europe. But yeah, so I just think, you know, just with how things are back home, it can be rough. It can be rough for a single parent trying to raise not only themselves, but a kid, you know.
And what do you think the sports help you
in that? Sure.
Do you find a way out of this?
Yeah, sports was definitely a big thing, but not even just sports, but school, period, you know. Being able to, you know, go to school and still get good benefits, you know, as far as tutors, and being able to not only just utilize sports, but utilize my brain, and ended up going to college, being the first in my family to graduate college on top of that. But definitely using sports as a tool. I just was taught by, you know, I'm thankful that I was able to meet some, you know, great mentors in my life that pushed me, you know, pushed me in sports and pushed me to be not just a good athlete, but a good man. And that's definitely, sports is definitely the tool that I've, you know, used to make it out of the situations, you know, that I grew up in.
Yeah, you spoke about university life, universities, but we in Hungary we just saw it as in the films, in the movies. Yeah. So please tell us what is the real life in university. You played in St. Joseph, you played another university. How is the life at university?
So I will say the movies, some of the movies is dramatic, but it's not far off. It's not far off. Like I was blessed and lucky to be able to go to Michigan State University straight out of high school. I went there for 2 years, and you know, a very storied program, very strong program as far as basketball, and very rich in basketball history. So the university it was crazy, man. Like, I was so wide-eyed and young, like when I went, but going, and then like there's like over 60,000 students on campus. There's different neighborhoods. It's so
bigger
big.
Than Szombathely.
It's so big, bro. Like, you might see somebody and you'll probably never see that person again. Like, that's how big it is. Like, but it was so fun. Like, just think of a bunch of 18 to 23-year-olds living in the city, like living in Szombathely. Like, just picture that.
Yeah. Do you have funny?
It would be crazy.
Yeah. Do you have any funniest story in the university, at the university?
Funny stories. Funny stories. I mean, I definitely have a lot of funny stories, but I don't know if they're appropriate.
You know, you be on camera.
I don't know if they're appropriate for camera. But definitely, I think like you know, I do have some funny stories just as far as like just friends, just meeting friends. You know, my freshman year, and then being able to like still like, you know, create a relationship to where like we're now still friends to this day, and we're in each other's lives, and you know, some of them have started their own families. We're all in different walks of life, but I think just being able to create like friendships, like college was definitely like, when they say it's like the best time of your life, is definitely like one of the best times of your life for sure.
Yeah, and after university, you go as a pro, you go to Belgium.
Yeah.
So you were 22 years old maybe, or?
I was, so yeah, going to Belgium, I think I was 23.
23 maybe.
Yeah.
So you are young, and you know, must learn
22, 23.
22, yeah. It was a total new culture for you. Was it, how was it? Was it really hard, or was it easy for you to bring the atmosphere?
Well, I will say this, like, just, you know, out of respect for a lot of other players, and, you know, who definitely, like, their first year were put in, like, a lot, like, more different and difficult situations as far as when it comes to language. For me, it wasn't that bad. Belgium is definitely different when it's nothing like America, but it's more like Western Europe. It's in the middle of Germany, France. You know, all those countries is close to there. And then most of the people speak English, and they speak Dutch and French. So it as far as like being able to communicate with people, like it wasn't that bad. So I was actually lucky in that regard. So I would definitely say like Belgium was definitely like a great place to start, because I still like had to learn a different culture, but like when it came to communication, like it wasn't terribly hard, you know. But it was definitely fun. Like Antwerp, you got, you know, Antwerpen and Brussels. Like I spent a lot of time there. I definitely spend a lot of time like traveling to the Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. It's definitely like a lot like home though in certain regards though, because they've adopted a lot of like things that we kind of have, and like even as far as like some restaurants and franchises that have come over from America. So it wasn't that bad of an adjustment for me.
What was your favorite food at Belgium?
Favorite food, Belgium. There was like this Belgian dish that my coach's wife made. It was like with potatoes. It was like a certain type of vegetable. It was like a Belgian vegetable though, but I can't remember it. But I think it was like close to like a broccoli type vegetable. Cheese sauce and chicken, and it was amazing. Like it was amazing. It was going crazy. There's another place too called Pampas that has it's like a buffet for like different type of meats, and like you pay like 60 euro or 30 euros. It's either 30 or 60 euros, and all you can eat. And like they bring like all types of meats. Like you get to see them cook it. Like it's crazy. It's definitely very, very good. It's Pampas. It's located in Brussels. If anybody ever wants to tap into that, for sure.
Yeah, and after 2 seasons, you go in France.
Yeah,
but
like a season and a half.
Yeah. What I know about France, they speak just
so
French, so it was a difficult season for you. Can you, as a communicate?
Yeah, so that was so then you have, but that's the beauty in, you know, just being able to like experience different cultures. Like so my second year in Belgium, we made it to the first round of the playoffs. They got bounced, and then Shalom Rames had called up and wanted me to come and finish the season out there, so I did. And yeah, like you said, it's the thing with French people. Like even like there are some people that can speak English, but they won't speak it. So you have to learn their language, which I kind of, you know, I respect it. They got the pride, they got that French pride. But I met a lot of young people there that were cool, that are dope and speak English, and I learned a lot while I was there for sure. And it was also super fun. Like that league is definitely it's an up and down fast-paced league, athletic. I had a blast playing in that league.
And a very, very strong league.
Yeah, very, very strong and steady and growing, continuing to grow.
And did you learn something on French?
Yeah, I learned some. I only learned like just like greetings, like the classic like bonjour, je m'appelle, like that's
basic things.
The basic things. But it's such a I think it's such a beautiful language, and out of all like the European languages, that would be something that I would love to learn. Like that would probably be my first language I would try to actually learn and be able to speak and understand it.
And what do you think about American style basketball? And we have European style basketball, right? What is the biggest difference between this type of basketball?
I would say, well, first off, spacing. The spacing is definitely different. In the NBA game, like it's a lot more space.
But also in NCAA, right?
Also
in NCAA.
Well, the NCAA, like they adopted like the FIBA rules, so like it's FIBA spacing in college, which isn't bad. But I would say like the biggest difference is probably just like the physicality and athleticism. Like from 1 through 5, everyone's freak athlete for the most part. But what I will say, like the difference in the European game is it's more skill. You have to be a lot more skilled, and you have to have a way higher IQ because you're playing against guys that have been playing professionally since they were young, 15, 16. And you're playing, like I said, with college spacing, but with grown men. So you have to be on point and get straight to it as far as like scoring and getting to your spots. In the NBA, there's a lot more space, so it's a lot more ISO one-on-one. Like you can pretty much beat your man, and if you can do that, then and have a lot of different counters, then you'll be a pretty good NBA player. But with the European game, it's definitely a lot more skill-based and a lot more team-based.
So so you played in Belgium, in France also, and now in Hungary. What do you think about, first of all, Hungary as a basketball country?
As a basketball country.
Yeah,
well,
first of all, yeah.
I didn't really honestly know too much about basketball in Hungary until I got the offer from Samate, from Falco. But I would say like it's close to the Belgium level, like the Belgian league, which is the Benexen League. Like I would say like their league is a little bit higher than the Hungarian basketball league. But like I don't know. Since I've been with Falco, all my teammates, like of course, and I know they're national team players, but they can go. Like Benny can go. He's a big guard that can handle the ball, can score it, can pass it, can defend. Silly is a wing that can shoot it, can score in the post, can play pick and roll, can pass it. Zozo, 2-guard that can get to the cup. Mid-range game is crazy. Can score it, will pass, can defend. Like so, I've definitely and with even with Aki, like Aki is a freak. Like Aki is a freak, man. smaller 5, but very strong, very athletic. So he makes up for it. Can shoot the ball, can post up. Like so, like I feel like it. There's some good players here, and even other players that we played against. I see some good players, and I think it's only going to continue to grow. And even with the young guys, I see a lot of potential.
Yeah. And what was your first impression when you arrived in Szombathely? Because it's maybe the smallest city, for you.
Yeah, small for sure. Small, but I think it's it's a homey feel. It has like a little mix of some what you guys would determine to be city life, but also some countryside and being from Kansas City, it's definitely a bigger city, but it's similar. Like. We have the city area, we have the city life, but we also have, you can go out into the rural areas and get away from the city and be more on the countryside. So I kind of relate to it. It's just on a smaller scale.
Yeah, and in Szombathely, everybody talks about basketball, right?
So it's a big basketball city too.
Yeah, it's a big basketball. Yeah,
and also the love for it. The fans are, definitely as a pro. As my career professionally, these are the best fans that I've played in front of and been able to play. It's almost like college. It's kind of like a college atmosphere. Like I love that it's basketball pride is rich here.
And what was your impression about the first El Clasico, or maybe our biggest game in the year was against Befriga. How was your impression about our fans as like, let's go, Marv, or something like that?
Even like before the game, like tip off, when they throw like all the stuff on the court, like, and then we have to clean it all up. Like it's funny, like, but it's dope. Like it's just something that you just don't, you don't see every day. And I think like a fan base like that is something that you definitely appreciate and show your appreciation to them, because they help you win games. Like like especially like when you there's nothing like knowing that you're about to come into the arena and like your fans are about to be going crazy, chanting your name. Like that just gives you confidence and gives you energy, especially on the defensive end. So I've had a blast playing in front of our fans and can't wait to like play in front of that playoff atmosphere,
Yeah. I want to ask about this because I saw your post, or maybe your tweet about Mike James tweets, who said it's very, very hard for you guys who passed the years, one season in, for example, Hungary, another season in Belgium, to adapt the culture. What do you think the fans see these downs in your life, in basketball players' life? Or this you must to learn new languages. You must to learn new habits.
Yeah, for sure. Like as a American playing in different, like bouncing from country to country, it's definitely a challenge. It's a challenge, but I think like for a lot of Americans, like you gotta give it a chance too. Like like you can't just like sit in your apartment all day.
Of course.
Like if you actually put the effort in and like try to gain new experiences and try to learn new things about the different cultures and talk to people and interact with people, it makes it a lot easier, for sure. But it's definitely hard. It's something that you're asking like a person that's probably been in America their whole life, spoke nothing but English. You're asking them to come over here and step outside their comfort zone, and it's not easy. But I think like once you get the hang of it, it becomes easy. I think the worst part about it is just being away from your family. That's the hardest part about it, is honestly being away from family and sacrificing time in that regard. But at the same time, man, you're blessed. Like not many people get to make money playing basketball, like, and travel the world essentially. Like so, like it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Like, but when I was saying like stepping out of your comfort zone, like for me, before I came to Hungary, I was not a soup guy. Like, I did not like. I eat like a classic chicken noodle soup, a tomato soup, but never have I like eaten the variety of soup or tried the variety of soups that I've tried here in Hungary.
Which is your favorite?
And like I've taken that away from this culture, and now that's something that I will like implement in my life more. Like when I go back home now, I'll start ordering more soups, So like it's just about stepping out that comfort zone, man.
Yeah. And which is your favorite soup?
Ooh.
Fish soup, maybe?
I would probably have to say I love the garlic cream soup. Oh, with the bread and garlic cream soup. The broccoli cream soup with cheese I really love it as well. There's one more. Oh yeah, I tried a kobas, like, I think it was like kobas stew, but I think it's like just from the oils of like the kobas with a little bit of kobas sausage with potatoes.
Goulash, maybe goulash.
It was amazing. It was amazing. But I'm definitely gonna eat a lot more soups and order more soups when I'm home, for sure.
You spoke about your family. You are so far away from your mother, your brothers. How often can you speak with your family, and how often do you travel home?
Well, this year was the first year that I've ever, as a professional, that I've gone home. So like I went home in November because we had a little time for the first fever break. So I got to enjoy 6 days with the family, and that was a blessing, and it was nice. It was a mental reset for me, a refresher for me. But not often, man. You don't get to see my family often. I usually just get to see them in the summer. But it's kind of been like that for me, kind of since I was young, because like I didn't go to like a regular high school. I went to a prep school, so like that was like 2.5 hours away from home. Sunrise Christian Academy is the name of the school. It's in Wichita, Kansas. So I did that for 2 years, and then going to college at Michigan State, I was 8 hours away from home. And then when I transferred and went to St. John's, I was all the way in New York City, across the coast. So I think everything has been like leading and building and preparing me to be a pro and be able to travel and be across the ocean, essentially, in Europe. So it's tough. It's tough, but it's tough. But I think I've been training for it since I was in high school.
Yeah, I always heard that in basketball, your team is your family right now. But I want to ask is who were the player? Which player was the player who helped a lot for you as the beginning?
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I would say like it's hard to like kind of pinpoint players. I would say because like the team like has been good as far as helping me on and off and on the court like since I got here. I knew Yuri, I knew Gigi before here. Like we played against each other in the Belgian league. But all the guys, man, from Boris to Aki, Silly, Benny, Zozo, a little bit, Gigi, but I would say like definitely even Shamaji, man, that's my guy. Petty, like those are my guys, Everybody, I interact with everybody almost like the same amount, and we do things off the court together, and it's definitely dope. But Boris, as a foreigner, Boris initially was he was the only foreigner besides me. So he was like one of those guys that really really helped me a lot as far as like having somebody kind of talk to a little bit and kind of relating a little bit. But the guys have done a good job as far as like accepting me in and bringing me along with everything. And especially Benny. Like Benny's he's the point guard, he's the captain, and he speaks really good English too. So like, and he's hip to like music, and so he's done it. Like he's been dope off the court as well, and hosting things like little get-togethers for the team and stuff like that. So I think the whole team, man, has been really, really good for me. Like anytime like I need to hit one of them up or any question that I have ever had to ask, like they always lead me to where I need to be. So it's been good.
And yeah, and I know maybe the most important thing in your life, maybe can I say, the dance and the music also, right?
Yeah.
And how is this dance and singing?
I don't just like dance. Like I'm not a professional dancer or anything like that. But like I like definitely like just I don't know. That just comes from at home. Just I think like the love of music and then just being able to vibe and dance and jig. It's definitely big. It's a big part of like our culture, especially like African American culture, hip hop. But as far as music, man, I've loved music and since I was a baby, man, since I was super young. But I didn't start making it until I got to college, and then I just started, I don't know, getting a little bit more creative with it. I definitely, before recording and making music though, I played instruments. Yeah. So like grade school, primary school, you guys would call it. I played the xylophone and worked my way up to the snare drum. So I did that. I probably played from 1st to 8th grade. So 8 years of experience, I think.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Is it helping focusing? Making music and also
hearing music? It helps. Well, for me, it like, I don't know, I love music. Like I don't go a day without listening to music. Like as far as like for emotional, mental, support, like I don't know. And I just love it because it just makes me feel good. Like, but also like making it is a way to like kind of release and like let things go, kind of get things off your chest. And that's really why I love making it. And it's a way to focus your energy or some type of negative energy and turn it into a positive, Yeah, do something positive and constructive with it, yeah.
And also it is helping the laughing in the locker room because
Oh
in the
yeah,
season,
I'm always gonna joke. Yeah.
and I want to ask you who is the funniest guy in the locker room, because I spoke with Benny, I spoke with Petty, and maybe Boris also, and I had votes for Petty and votes for also Boris, I think.
Yeah.
So what is your pick?
I would say Boris.
Boris,
the
really?
funniest guy for me, like hands down. It's not even. There's not even what. There's no close second for me. Like
Yeah.
Petty is funny too, but Boris is hilarious. Like since I got here, Boris like has made me laugh. Like since I got here.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about some short, maybe funny questions. You are a salty guy or a sweetness guy? Do you like sweets or salty?
So that's the thing. Like I'm a candy fiend. Like I love
Really?
candy. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Like terrible. Like I love it. But I also like some salty things too. Like so, I think I'm a combination guy because I love chips. Like I love chips. So like I'm a combination guy, but candy is. I'll eat a bag of candy all day long.
We have a season where we travel a lot. What is your traveling habits? Do you read books or do you hear music and just sleeping? What is your habits?
So traveling, I do definitely get some rest when I travel, cause I have a habit of not sleeping a ton the day before, like the night before, like we travel. So sleeping for sure. I definitely do a little bit of reading. But I like reading things that can help me and can help and have an impact on me in real life. Like so you have business, finances. Like I read a lot of stuff like that. I also invest into the stock market and invest into a lot of different things. And also make music, like writing. Like I'll write a lot when we're traveling. It's the perfect time to honestly write, especially when you're on a plane, on a flight. You got a lot of a downtime, usually hours of time. So I just relax, listen to an instrumental, and just write to it. And
yeah, this sounds good.
Mind, yeah, it's definitely therapeutic.
Yeah. So it's time to go after the silver. So come on. And I have more questions for you. Okay. So maybe the hardest question, what is more important for you? MVP season or win championship?
That's easy. That's not even a no-brainer. Championship. I need a chip. That's something that I haven't accomplished as a professional player yet is winning a championship. So that's first and foremost on my list. And that's been one of the biggest things for me and to grow since I've got here is just just playing, locking in and playing team basketball and doing whatever your role is to achieve that goal, which is win a championship. And I know here at Falco they have a history of winning championships, and I just want to add to that history,
And what do you think about Basketball Champions League? Because we have a really, really history here. And maybe your main goal was to be there in this competition. What is your notes about Basketball Champions League?
About Champions League?
Yeah.
No, that was the reason why I had came here, because I had never played European competition as a pro yet. So that was a big reason for me coming, and I had a blast. I understand, we made history for the club this year, which is, that's definitely a hell of an accomplishment. Top 16, but I loved it, man. Being able to travel, fly from, city to city, it was fun to me. It was fun to me, and something that I want to continue to play at that level, if not higher.
What was your favorite destination?
Tough. Man, it's tough. We talking about strictly basketball, or are we talking about
city-wise?
City-wise. I would have to say Tenerife. It was just the weather, on an island, you can't beat that. If you had to take everything away and just had to drop me a place to just where I had to live and wake up every day, it's gonna be there for sure. Out of the cities that we did travel to.
Yeah, thank you, Marv, for having time. So we arrived. So. Gyere, Peti, kezdődik a meccs.
Egy pillanat, csak befizetem az elszámlámat, mert én már váltottam a vasivíznél. Válts te is!